Okay, this is going to be a little instructional video on how to actually remove the steering wheel from the vehicle. First things first, we want to actually lower it a little bit. You want to make sure you do have your key. That's important. We want to move the wheel. There's a couple of notches on the back so we can pop the airbag off. It is very important to make sure that the battery is disconnected. Obviously don't want any airbag issues. This vehicle doesn't run, there's no battery in it, so I'll be okay. You want to be able to turn your wheel just about a half turn either way. We're going to drop it down. So our tools we need: flathead screwdriver to pop that out, steering wheel puller, and some various sockets. So first things first, there's an access hole in the back of the wheel. We're going to stick the flathead screwdriver in there. And we're just going to pull up. That releases the side of the wheel. For the other side, we'll do the same thing. And our airbag is released. We can now lift it back up. We see our airbag. Way to pop it off, there is a little yellow retainer clip. We'll pop that off. And it's probably best to work something like a thin screwdriver under it. And our airbag is free. Next, what we want to do is remove the horn mechanism. The way to do that, you twist it to the side and it will pop right out. We do have the SIR coil, better known as clock spring. We're going to pop that yellow cable up. Now what we want to do is actually loosen this nut that holds the steering wheel on. That is I think it's a 22 millimeter nut. So we have a 22, couple of extensions so you can actually get a large ratchet outside of the steering wheel. We're going to turn the key back off for this. Reason being is we actually want the steering wheel to lock so we can hold it in place, so we can actually apply some torque to that nut to get it free. Like so. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can use a steering wheel puller like I'm going to, or if you're at a junkyard and you don't have one, you can actually, you can bump the wheel off. If you're doing that, it's best to loosen that nut all the way. When it's loosened, you want to kind of finger tighten it back on. The way with the steering wheel puller, you'll get your puller, you'll put it in the middle, which this one's a little bit difficult, there's not much room to work with. You'll mount your nuts and you'll pull it off. You'll put the nuts in the wheel, you'll tighten that, it'll pull it right off of the steering shaft. The other way at a junkyard would be loosen the wheel toward you and you're just going to kind of rock on it like so. You want to change directions on it a little bit. You can hit it. Shake it around a good amount. Very important to keep that nut on it because you don't want to have it pull back and hit you, as I have done before. That does not feel great. And there we have our steering wheel loose. So we'll lift it back up. We're just going to lightly unscrew. Oops. Remove that bolt. Be careful fishing your SIR coil wire out. Now we have our steering wheel. The areas that I was talking about in the beginning, to stick the screwdriver in to remove that airbag you have on either side, those actually correspond to little clips on the inside of the wheel. Hopefully this will see it. And it's just a spring-loaded mechanism that the airbag here has these kind of little notches, and it will sit inside of the little notches. So we're actually going to put that back together. We'll set it aside. And we have a removed steering wheel. I'm going to put the nut back on the steering shaft just so I don't lose it. A lot easier to remove the steering wheel when it's still in the vehicle versus when you remove the steering shaft from the vehicle. So that's the end of this one. Stay tuned for more.